Scorpio. This is your love and relationship tarot reading for the month of September 2018. Okay, so let's cut the cards. Okay. The first card for you, Scorpio, is an 8 of Pentacles reversed. This is a 2 of Swords. This is a 5 of Swords. I have a 2 of Wands reversed. This is the Empress, and it will be in the center of your spread. This is a 6 of Swords. Swords are definitely dominating here. I have a 6 of Pentacles. This is a Page of Pentacles. I have the High Priestess. Okay, and I'll pull the outcome card after the main reading. So this is very interesting because there's not a lot of water, but you know, you have this 6 of Swords here. And take note of how all 4 elements are in this 6 of Swords. You have your water, you have earth, which is the boat, which is made out of wood, and then you have the oar in the water. This works as a wand, and remember, one wand is a new energy, energy for creativity and intent in your will. And then, of course, you do have those 6 swords in there, representing air. And this is about thinking and healing, and it's the psychological energy, the things that frightens us, and our anxieties and our fears, and dealing with those. So I think this is still significant here, even though there's not a lot of water. And you only have you have 2 major arcana cards, but I think they're very useful here because you do have that Empress right in the middle here. And what this means for your relationship readings is that the Empress, she's the goddess of love. She represents in general ways, because tarot doesn't necessarily, you know, stick to just one particular interpretation, but the Empress is associated with love, with Aphrodite, and she is the goddess of the material world, you know, riches and the physical aspects, prosperity. You see the wheat sheaves around her. She's pregnant. Sometimes when you see the Empress, it means mother, issues with mother, or something in regards to a mother or a child. It can mean giving birth or being pregnant. But for you, Scorpio, what I do see here in the middle is this very strong romantic energy surrounding you. And I do feel that in some ways you have this balance of pentacles here against the sword. You have air and earth, and you do have that 2 of Wands reversed. But I am noticing this, I'm seeing it as a conflict. I don't necessarily see it working well together, where you have these 3 swords, and then you have these slow-moving pentacles. Swords aren't necessarily, wands are the fastest energy, in my opinion, because it's fire. Air can be very slow. It doesn't necessarily have to move very quickly. But the thing about air, it's not about whether it's fast or slow, it's the substance of air. And that's why it's usually associated with the psychological, the thinking, and the decision making and the perceiving. And so this energy in the relationship seems to be, going through a tug of war with these slow moving pentacles here. And so I feel, Scorpio, that some of the swords here are you and this other person, trying to work things out and balance things out. You're steady thinking, analyzing, and trying to put things together. Because Scorpios, you love hard, you play hard, you do have that strong intuitive sense, that emotional sensitivity. If anyone crosses you, out of all the water signs, Scorpios are the ones who will not forget it. But I feel like the swords reflect a little bit of your impatience and maybe this feeling that the other person is putting you on and not taking you seriously. So I'm picking up not necessarily revenge on your part, but you are clocking this person. And you are being mindful of everything that they're doing in the relationship. And what I see them doing here with these pentacles, you have an 8 of Pentacles reversed, which is symbolic of not making progress. And you have that 6 of Pentacles there next to the Page of Pentacles in your future. And this is a little bit more optimistic because it seems like this person is sort of getting things together here. And the 6 of Pentacles is about generosity and giving your time and your talents and your attention. So in a relationship reading, it's not necessarily like a soulmate emotional connection, but in the physical material world, yes, it is. It can mean that in a relationship someone is supporting you, you two are spending a lot of time together, you and this person are seeing each other a little bit more often. And I also feel that with this Page of Pentacles, which I regard as the reality check card, things get a little bit more practical, but also be mindful that these are pentacles, they're not necessarily cups. So the interaction between the swords, which I'll get into detail too very shortly, it seems to be this balance between you clocking this person, seeing if you can trust this person, and then this person kind of taking their time. There's no progress here in the past influences. By the time we get to the future, it seems like this person might be coming around, or the energy of the relationship is definitely changing. So that's when you have the Empress here, and then you have the spiritual sister here, the High Priestess, and she's all about keeping things under control. She's always about listening to your subconscious, and she understands the mysteries, and she trusts herself, and she trusts her intuition. So the Empress and the High Priestess, out of all the major arcana, they're a very strong duo together, because in a way they're sort of underscoring the energy that you need. And yes, I kind of see the Empress over here helping the Pentacles, and then I see the High Priestess here sort of helping out or channeling the energy of the swords, meaning don't overthink this too much. Trust yourself and don't let anybody play you. That's pretty much how I'm seeing it and feeling it. And remember, the High Priestess is associated with the moon and intuition. She's not necessarily associated with water, but you Scorpios, the Scorpio coming out of the water, that underlying intuition and subconscious energy, this is definitely your card. So yes, your partner or friend, they're still in the physical material. There's not a lot of emotional connection going on with you two yet. It seems like this person just keeps falling back and they need to pick it up here. You have that Two of Swords next to the Five of Swords, indecision and conflict. which kind of explains why you have that Eight of Pentacles reversed here in the relationship and why things aren't making progress. When we get here, things are still upside down. This is the card. You had the Two of Swords here, and now you got a Two of Wands reverse. Well, when that goes reverse, this is supposed to be a successful partnership. So there's still a little bit of conflict going on. So when I get to the Six of Swords here, this can mean travel over water. It can also mean healing, and I think that is the more appropriate interpretation considering these other two swords here. That this person has really put you through the ringer emotionally, and it's also taken its toll psychologically with you as well. And so, yeah, by the time we get to the Six of Swords, after going through Two of Swords and the Five of Swords, with the indecision and conflict that this person's putting you through, there is a need for healing. And I also want to point out, not only do you have two twos, but you also have two sixes here. And we're looking at 6 as the number of healing and balance and harmony. So there does seem to be this undercurrent in this relationship, or this potential love interest. There seems to be this fight for balance and to turn things around. So yes, in your future, it seems like the energy of this person, it will move forward. It'll be a lot better than this Eight of Pentacles reversed and this Two of Wands reversed. But you also have that High Priestess, and it seems like after the Six of Swords, you're going to kind of find your balance, and you'll know what's what with this person. So what I'm doing now is I'm shuffling for the outcome card. Okay. The outcome card is Nine of Cups. Nice. This is an emotional breakthrough of some sorts. It's not complete commitment or marriage, of course, but it is about spending time with the people that you love. And it is about, 9 is the wish card. If a Nine of Cups shows up, it means you might get your wish. But I'm kind of just feeling this out as somewhat of an emotional breakthrough. With the High Priestess, you keep your emotions under wraps. You fall back a little bit, and you know, you take your own space, and if another person wants to take their space, fine. But I kind of see this High Priestess helping you change the energy a little bit, just to pull back. You're still looking at what this person's doing to see if you can trust them. And it feels as if here with this Nine of Cups, the trust starts to build up a little bit. Not making big predictions here. You only have 2 major arcana here. But I kind of see this as baby steps to sort of you getting your control back in this relationship. Okay. So that was your reading, Scorpio. And as always, a big shout out, lots of thanks to the people who support me on Patreon, people who subscribe, people who get the readings. Thank you so much for your support and understanding. I will see you next month, of course, and I wish you love and light.